Hi guys, this is Lalana. Thanks for tuning into the Sovereign Path. So this is another question that I'm answering for you guys that I keep seeing a lot. And this is the one, and this comes up in my coaching a lot as well, but I've noticed several of you have been asking me in the comments. And I do my best to answer comments, guys, but I get a lot of them. So if I don't answer your comment, it's either because I'm going to answer it in a video like this or because I didn't see it. I was actually going through my comments on my desktop. I usually do it like on my phone through my desktop today, and there were tons of comments that I've never seen. They've never shown up on my phone. So didn't know. I apologize for that. I'll do my best to start checking the desktop a little bit more for comments so I'm not missing or running over you guys. I'm never doing that intentionally. So if I haven't answered yours, I'm either answering out here or I haven't seen it yet. Or I've answered it in other videos, which is also possible. So this is the one that, yeah, you guys keep asking, and yeah. So you're in interunion, right? You're coming into interunion, you're anchoring interunion, all of those sort of things. Why can't you feel the twin anymore, right? Why don't you feel the higher masculine around you like you used to? I used to always feel the higher masculine around me. You know, I used to feel the energy around me all the time, all these sort of things. And you guys know I talk about energy all the time on this channel as well. And so I can see on some level why that would be confusing if just like suddenly, it's also the same thing. It's like, you know, the numbers start to slow down when you anchor into interunion. You know, a lot of the signs and the synchronicities will start to slow down when you come into interunion. And yes, you will not be feeling the energy in the same way or as intensely from the masculine, right? Whether that means that you're feeling, you know, the physical masculine, whether that means you're feeling the higher masculine, however you want to, like, you know, define that. Yes, this is normal for all of you ask. Is it normal that I'm not feeling the masculine, you know, around me all the time energetically like I have been as I've been going through the process? Yeah. It's normal, because as you're going through this process, we are needing tons, and this is the paradox as well, always, tons of validation that this is actually real, that you're actually experiencing this, that you have actually not been like imagining this or like dreaming this up or thinking that you're going through a spiritual awakening or feeling all of this energy around you. You know, and seeing all the signs and feeling the masculine and all blah, blah, and all this kind of stuff, right? Those are coming up for you, and I've done a lot of videos on this. That stuff is coming up for you to show you that this is real. You're going through a spiritual awakening. You've just been set on, you know, your ascension path. This is your twin flame who's reflecting yourself back to you, who's showing you the shadow aspects, the unconscious parts of you that are coming up to be cleared, released, transmuted, let go of, so that you are not continuing to run the patterns of separation. You know, all the programs of, you know, the unworthiness and, you know, the egoic conditionings and all of that sort of stuff, right? That's the purpose. And so as these things start to shed, which is just a normal organic process that you're going through as you're awakening, as that stuff starts to shed off, your vibration starts to rise. You come back into the remembrance of what I am, right? Your frequency rises out of separation consciousness and into unity, right? Into the truth of what you are again, back into oneness, back into moving from your heart space, back into the awareness that I am God's source creation, all that is, having experience through this avatar, and not in an understanding way, not in a mental way, not in a like I get it way, but I don't really feel it way. No, in actual embodiment. This is what I am again. I remember, right? And I am moving through my life now, through my physical reality, with this remembering, having this knowing pouring through me. I am moving through my life now in a heart-led way, right? In an unconditionally loving way, in an abundant way, in a joyful way. I am remembering the truth of all that is, that I am consciousness, having an experience here. So as you're coming back into that remembrance, you're not going to need those same nudges all the time from the higher self being like, yeah, you know, this is real. Yeah, your twin's real. Yeah, the higher masculine is real. Yeah, there's the sign. Yeah, there's the bird. There's the 333. Yeah, there's the 999, you know, you're not going to need those constant nudges to like be reassuring for you, to be validating for you. You know, all of that stuff is showing up in order to break the ego, so that the ego eventually becomes pretty much inundated with all of these like constants that it knows it's not creating. The ego isn't creating that stuff, right? And so we get barraged with all of this information, with all of this energy, with all of this awareness. Our psychic gifts are coming online. We're seeing through the veils of Maya. We're having these higher awarenesses. We're having clarity. The layers of the onion are peeling off. All of the definitions are fading away. The whole thing that happens, right, during awakening. And you're integrating. You're remembering the truth of what you are. And so you're not going to need that constant validation, that constant reassurance all the time of feeling the masculine around you, feeling their energy all the time, showing you that this is what you're going through, that this is real, that this is the awakening experience that you're having. So yes, it's normal, and it's a good sign. It's a good sign. It means you have, if you're not coming back to, you have come back to you, the truth of oneness, right? The truth of awareness, the truth of consciousness that is expressing itself through you, right? This is the union within, as above, so below, as within, so without, right? You've collapsed duality. You've neutralized the polarity. You are moving through oneness. And moving through oneness means I don't need to constantly be feeling my masculine all around me to show me that they're present. Now I'm feeling them coming straight through me. Now I'm feeling them within me. Now I know that this is one energetic system experiencing itself, right? It's very different when you anchor into inner union, right? And I've done lots and lots of videos on inner union and how this feels and how this plays out and how this looks as you're going through this. And so this is yet another aspect of that. Yes, it's normal that you're not constantly feeling them around you because they are you. They are you. And now you can feel it. Now you're experiencing it. Now it's coming through you, right? So hopefully that helps, guys. Doesn't mean that you're never going to feel your masculine's energy anymore. Doesn't mean that at all. You are still one energetic system. That doesn't change. It's just that the duality that you've been experiencing, seeing everything as separate that you have been experiencing, having, you know, all of those lower vibratory states of yearning, wanting, chasing, seeking, hoping, you know, come back, all of those sort of things, that stuff collapses. It literally collapses. And you come back into the full-blown embodiment that I am love, I am source, I am consciousness, right? I am that. All of those things that you guys hear me talk about. When you come back into that state, back into that remembrance and that awareness, you're not going to be seeing the masculine as something to gain, as something to get, as something to be worthy of, right? As something to magnetize back in, as something to attract, right? You're not going to be seeing them as separate, right? Because you're not going to be running that program anymore. And when you're not running that program anymore, you're not going to be needing to like have all of these constant signs and constant energy flooding you to push you down the path and to show you the way, right? You've integrated. And that's a really good thing, right? And now, as you guys hear me say, you are just love. You are expressing from love. And so as within, so without, things start to show up in your reality physically to show you that that is what you are, right? To show you love, to express back to you love, right? It's a very different, very much of a higher buoyancy frequency. You're running unity consciousness now. And so you're not needing to have all of these validations in the external to come up to show you what you are. Now you know, now you remember, now it's embodied, and now you're actually living it. So hopefully that helps, guys. I hope you have an awesome day.